2 minutes, because I certainly agree with the previous two elected officials. Last year, the Boston City Council passed a budget of close to $2.4 billion. We hire 17,000 plus city employees. The Boston City Council unanimously passed a resolution calling upon the administration to hire 300 youth and street workers to help address the problem that we have with issues with young people who have dropped out of our high schools. And as Councilor Turner mentioned, it's more than 1,500 young people a year who drop out of our schools. Last year, it was 2,100. So the modest proposal that was passed unanimously by the Boston City Council called for the hiring of up to 300 youth and street workers. It would have cost the city $10 million. A lot of money, I admit. But then I asked my colleagues in the mayor to consider the police department overtime budget. And I love all of our police officers. They risk their lives for us every day. They deserve our support and our respect. But we approach $1 million more than what we pay for community centers programs. But guess what? The actual expenditure on police overtime last year was $41 million. In other words, $13 million over and above the budget. I was looking for only $10 million to hire 300 youth workers and street workers who will connect with our young people. But I took the mic because, like Councilor Turner and Senator Wilkerson, I can do nothing without your help. We sent more than 3,200 Boston Public High School students to elementary school buildings constructed in the 1890s. We sent high school students to the basement of the YWCA on Clarendon Street. In the city of Boston, where we supposedly have the best educational institutions in the world, yet, despite the fact we have 20 acres of land at Boston State Hospital, we cannot build a high school for our high school kids. We haven't built one since 1979. What message are we sending to our young people? And say, well, Councilor Yancey, it costs too much. $57 million was the initial price tag for a new high school back in the year 2000, the same year, where the mayor made a commitment to host the Democratic Convention. And I loved having the state public high school students to elementary school buildings constructed in the Democratic National Convention in Boston. It cost $60 million. So we must get our priorities straight. And that's where you come in. I will close by saying that we can make the difference, but we have to hold all of our elected officials accountable, the city council, the mayor, the state reps, the state senators, the governor, but we also have to accept responsibility. And that's why I close by inviting you to come by with some books for the children who are going to show up at the 22nd Annual Book Fair, March 1st. Last year we had 2,000 folks, mostly young people who are thirsting for knowledge, come out and participate in that process as well. There's a lot we can do individually, but we must accept our responsibility to lead our children. And for the record, I know we're here to discuss this initiative on part of the police department. No program should be implemented without the full support and involvement of this community. And that was not included in this idea. And my personal opinion is that we should not support this program of having police coming unannounced, uninvited, to investigate what's going on in your daughter's or your son's bedroom. That's not appropriate. I don't support it. And I believe that if a parent has some concerns about his or her son or daughter, if that parent initiates the call to the police, then that's entirely appropriate. But I don't want the police randomly knocking on doors in this community. any more than any member of the Boston Police Department would support having the FBI making a courtesy call, or the state police making a courtesy call, or the Boston police knocking on other police officers' doors, homes, to see what's happening in their son's bedroom. I don't think so. We shouldn't tolerate it here either. Thank you.
Just a reminder that if you want to see the law, go on aclu.org and they'll...
aclum.org. We actually do have recommendations. They're on the back of that briefing paper that we didn't bring enough copies of, and we'll put it on our website.
All right. And then right after City Councilor Yoon, I'd like to get some young people to say something. So let's get a couple of them, because I really want to hear that generation talk about what's going on today. City Council.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm young. I'm over 35, so a lot of times younger, 18 to 35, a couple years